What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, bringing you something exciting, actually. Something exciting. First, I'm going to show you a couple things. Well, one thing, and I'm going to tell you about another thing. We are almost at 500,000 total views. Rock on. You guys have been killing it. So, I told you the next giveaway is going to be 500,000 views. I have it all set up. And I've been marking down names from commenters. And I've been putting them in my little hat. Luckily, I already had 50 done from that last giveaway we did. So that took a lot of time away from me having to do. And I'm pulling names out of the hat in a couple days because it shouldn't take long for the 500,000th view to be done. So we're already at, I don't know, 492 plus or 3, somewhere in there. So it's really, really close. It's been going fast. So the giveaway is there. I also have another giveaway, something some of you will hate, some of you will love. I have in my possession 25 freshly minted Donald Trump 2020 bills. These are straight up bills that are minted exactly like regular U.S. money, and they're very cool, but they're very collectible. So this is a limited edition run. So I'm going to be giving out a few of them, and I've already started that process. So if you get a surprise email from me, or comment in your comment sections, then you will see what it's about. And it's going to be, I'm going to send some people one of those, and you're going to be able to frame it or do whatever you want to do with it. I don't care. But it's collectible and it's cool. So now let's get on to today's knife. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So today, as you can see in the comments, otherwise you wouldn't be on here, the Dropped Forged Wasp. Now, I had this in immediately when it was, when they finally went on sale. I ordered it, right away. I said, listen guys, I want this. They sent it to me. I have it to bring to you. We are looking at one really cool dagger, and I'm not a big dagger guy, right? You don't see me do a lot of daggers, but with this one, it's prompting me to go out and get a couple others, because I've seen some other daggers that I thought would do a really good what's the best type thing, and there's some out there that are extremely cool. So I figure, why not? Before we get into this blade, let's get into this sheath. And it's not going to take long because it's the same cold steel sheath as you always get, the Secure X with the nylon belt loop. It is, well, I would say ambidextrous, but it's a double-edged blade, so it's already ambidextrous. Tons of lashing points, tons of gear attachment points, leg strap, anything you want to do. This is just a great sheath. So it is what it is. Just a great sheath. It works. Now, let's get into this. It's a lot lighter in the hand than I expected it to be, but that's going to make for a fast knife, and being a dagger and something that you're going to take from a boot or from, around the belt or from the side, as a defense tool, because obviously this is not your camping knife. As a defense tool, this thing is going to be really, really fast, which is good. You do have a little recurve in here on both sides, giving it like a double belly, I guess, belly fat, back fat, you can call it, which is really cool. So we're looking at a blade length of 6 3/4 inches. It looks longer because it's thin, but it's 6 3/4 inches. Overall length is 12 1/4 inches, making your handle 5 1/2 inches, obviously. Blade thickness is 7 millimeters. So you do have a nice fat blade. It's hard to see that it's 7 here because it tapers. So you can look at it right there and you can see that is definitely a 7 millimeter blade. We're looking at 8.4 ounces. It's extremely light. in the hands, extremely light. And the steel, which I'm becoming more and more of a fan of, is the 52-100 high carbon steel. I really like it. I really like this steel. I think it's fantastic. It's strong. It holds up really well. And this is drop forged, so it's all one piece, done in, boom, ba. It's just really cool. So here you have handle inserts, right? And handle inserts, I got really excited about seeing handle inserts on this thing because I was like, ooh, drop forged knives. I like them better with the handle inserts, except for that little hunter. That thing's just awesome. But here's the thing with this particular handle insert. The I don't know if it's Crayex or some kind of polypropylene or whatever they're using. I didn't look that up. But the handle material is very hard, right? And it's all handle materials are pretty hard, except unless you're getting a softer rubber. But it feels hard. You know what I mean? It feels plasticky. And you have this awesome texturing right here, right? The problem with the texturing is that it's abrasive. This is like gripping sandpaper. So these little grooves are very sandpapery. I mean, if you're wearing gloves, you'd never notice, you'd never have a slippage. This thing would be in your hand all day long and you'd be good. But for people who go out without gloves or people who are barehanded and people like me who test everything barehanded because it's not fair to say how good of a knife is if I can't feel it. So if you're a knife reviewer and you're using gloves and you're reviewing a knife, telling people how this feels in the hand, you're a liar. So here's the thing. The more you use it, I don't know if this is going to rub down a little bit. I don't know if it's going to smooth out. The only way to know is to use it. So that's what I plan on doing. But it's kind of hard to think what we're going to use it for because it's a dagger. This is not a camp knife. It's not a hunting knife. It's not anything else. This is a stabby, hoo-ha type knife. This is going to be fun. You know what I mean? This is like, hey, how's those ribs doing? Let me check. Rah. That's what this is. That's exactly what this thing is. This is self-defense all the way. But, yeah, I'm trying to be able to. So we're going to go, we're going to do a little something with it. So let's go do a little something with it. All right, so here's something I haven't tried before. I'm using a Powerade bottle. And I don't know if you know, but these bottles are really thick, and it's a really stiff, hard bottle, right? And without having weight to the blade, I don't know if I'll be able to get enough power generated. I'll get speed, but I don't know if there's going to be enough power generated to crack this thing open. But we're going to find out. First of all, let me see. I haven't even looked at this edge yet. Oh, well, it's definitely sharp. Definitely sharp. I just lost all my little hairs. There we go. Definitely. Yeah, you're in the shade. I don't know if you can see that, but it is shave sharp. It is shave sharp. So hopefully the actual edge profile will make up for the lack of girth. And the fact that it is 7 millimeters thick kind of hinders it from doing what I want it to do. There's only one way to find out. Popping a squat. All right, here we go. Let me go check it. All right, so I found the bottle and I was like, oh, nothing happened. And then I realized, actually, it sliced all the way through the area I hit. So when I hit, I must have pulled, or it's just because it pushed as I hit it. But the area it did hit, I'll show you. And the bottle closed in on itself because the cut was so fine. But it's about that much of it cut through. So, I mean, water bottle test on a big, fat, hard bottle. That's what I call a pass right there. That's what I call. I got some critter movement. I can hear some critter. So, all in all, yeah, it's sharp enough to go through a thick, hard bottle. Let's see, now my hands are all wet. Let's see if I'm getting any slippage, anything like that. Actually, you know what? It still holds pretty well. It still holds pretty well. I actually think it made the that abrasive part feel better. So I say maybe we go to the stump. Why not? It's a dagger. It's a double-edged dagger. It's totally made for the stump. Come on, man. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Wow. All right, so I went right on the edge, but it cuts through without a problem. Let's see. Now, this is a long, pointy tip, so you don't want to do too much prying, but it is cold steel drop forged, so I have enough belief in the blade that it's going to do that. It's going to carve out little holes without damaging the tip. Let's do some 4-foot drops, which should drop pretty well. Let's see. That could have been just user error. Yeah, the heel is, the end is bending a little bit, so you can see that the weight is favored in the rear. A couple of hard downward throws. Woo! That thing was nice. That thing was nice. Holy moly, that was in there. Oh my gosh. That is nice. It's so light that it leaves the hand. Like, just with ease. With ease, with ease, with ease. Now, being double-edged, batoning's probably a bad idea because all you're going to do is tear through batons. But when it comes to wood processing and getting kindling, you don't have to hit too hard. So I can definitely use softer hits and not go through my baton. So there we go. It's cutting. It's cutting easily. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Let me make sure I'm in here. Let me make sure that the thickness, that 7mm thickness, when it came to batoning, was really helpful. Really, really helpful. Getting a side grip, even though it's double-edged, very, very easy on this knife because of the thickness and because it's tapered so well. That little ridge right in the center, it's really nice to grab onto. Gotta say, that's pretty enjoyable. So, how tight and fine can I make some feathers with this guy? That's pretty nice. That's pretty pretty. That's pretty pretty. Let's see here. Let's see here. I know some of you guys like doing your feathering by downward force, and it does give me some good long nice curls, and I have to say I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Try to find some more things here. Let's see if we can't do I wanted a stab and pull, but it's so thick it just destroyed it. I just wanted to pull through. That's all I wanted to do. I don't think this is going to be long enough. There we go. So there we go. Things like that. Things like that. Things like it's just not made for, but we're going to do anyway. I got another idea of what we can do. Idea. You notice how there's an A at the end of that, not an R, for all my my fellow English speakers. It's not idea, all right? It's idea. Get over it. All right, so we're going to go to the 1-inch forest. Woo! Balancing you guys on loose leaves is a trick. All right, so here we are at the 1-inch forest. We got some 1-inch forest trees. Let's see if we can't swat them down while holding. All right, and if you thought that was a break and not a cut, that's a cut. This is a nice, hard, dry one. All right, these are nice and green. This is nice and not green, so it's a little stiffer, so it's harder to cut. But look at that. Look at that. That's with a very light dagger. Look at that. Let's see if we can't do some 7mm thick blade, some cucumber salad. And we can We can get under. It's a little tougher to do a cucumber salad type cut where you're cutting just the bark without getting all the way to the wood, like right here I did, where it's white. I don't know if you can see that, but here's white, here's green. Trying to keep just the green, which means slicing off just enough to be just bark and not wood. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can't do a full carve here. All right, let's take this thing down to a point. And it's a dagger. It's not what it's made for, but it's also still a cold steel knife. And so you got to give it the respect of what it is. I mean, it's still a blade. And I have to say that this still a blade is still a sharp. It's still a cutting. It's still a good. So if you absolutely need tent spikes, pit spikes, hot dog sticks, arrows and darts and spears and things like that, are you going to be able to get there with this 7mm thick knife, which is usually not something you want to use for carving. But if I need to get to a point, guess what, guys? This thing's going to get me to a point. It does have a little ricasso right here before the edge starts, so it gives you a little place to dig your thumb into. So that's good. It helps with tight carving. Of course, that's not what you're going to be using this knife for. We just want to make sure that in a pinch, if it's all you got, and you know what I mean, you got a boar, you know, you're out hiking or something, and you got some wild boar or some big animal, maybe a knife just isn't enough. Maybe you also want something long so you can stab before it gets to you and then use your knife to try and take that final shot. But absolutely tootin'. All right, let's go next level this stuff. All right, so I want to try maybe a 5-yarder and then back up and go deeper. Hey, look at that. It's stuck in right on the bottom. But that's not a good hit. The problem is it's a 10-inch disc. It's pretty hard to hit. You're throwing down. That one I caught right on the side. Right on the side. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so that's a 5-yard throw, right? But what I want to do, oh, that was in there. That's a 10-inch disc from 5 yards. What I want to do is back up. And I want to see if we can get double the rotation. See if I can even hit it. I think I could see it in there. Oh, it's stuck in. Just short. Just short. All right, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Cartwheeled, hold on. All right, so this is far, guys. I don't usually throw from this far. 10 yards is pretty far to hit an angled 10-inch disc. So I'm looking at about 7 inches of space to hit. Oh, I'm right next to it. All right, maybe I'll try like 1 or 2 more and that's it. That's pretty far. That was perfect. It was perfect. Oh, it's stuck in. The problem is, here's my log right here. It's stuck in right next to it. I mean, look, I'm not going to clean it up. I'll show you. That was a perfect throw, just wide of the mark. Man, that was right freaking there. I missed it by about 2 inches to the right. Oh, it's hit the same spot. All right, we're gonna call it. Hold on. All right, so I have a bigger log, and I literally, where was my mark? Right here. Right here. First throw, and I freaking hit it. So let me see if I can duplicate that. All right, let's try this because that sucked. Oh, I'm right there. Come on, man. As soon as I press play. As soon as I press play to record. All right, let's try that again. Oh, all right. So it looks like it only wants to stick in once I press pause. All right, maybe I don't have to wait. It's stuck in. Hold on. All right, so there we go. Even at 10 yards, this thing will throw. And with practice, with actually getting out here and doing this, I'm pretty sure that I could start nailing them. I mean, nailing them. But is what it is. Is what it is. And what it is the awesome cold steel drop forged Wasp. And it's cool. It's very cool. This, my hands started getting used to. The more I worked with it, the better it felt. Right out of the box, man, it was sandpaper. Right now, it's actually not bad at all. So I don't know if maybe it does work in. Maybe it had some pieces on there. It kind of looks like when you have it out in the sun, it looks like when you cut open gems. You know what I mean? Like raw ore or whatever. It's kind of cool looking. It looks like a little gravel. But here we have it. The Drop Forged Wasp by Cold Steel. This thing is cool. This thing is very cool. So if you're looking for a dagger, you know, a fighting knife, self-defense knife, something that you are going to use to make sure that you are not a victim, you know what I mean? If you're in an area where you're not allowed to have a firearm, but you want something that's going to be there just in case, this guy right here could be that knife. This thing's freaking cool, man. It is cool. It's sharp, it's fast, it's light, it works. From 5 yards, I was deadly with this thing right out of the box. From 10 yards, it's going to take a little while, but eventually I'll get out here and maybe do some 15-yard throws with it and really figure it out. But I like it. I like it a lot. This thing is pretty badass. So that's it for this one. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. It is beautiful out here. It is beautiful. Blue skies and sunshine. My style. All right, I'm done with you all day. Until next knife.